right. I get to welcome everybody. Welcome to the Red Hot Call. Super excited that you guys have earned your way here. And we have a fabulous, fabulous night planned with the visiting national sales director, Jan Thetford. We're so excited. So excited. And we get to recognize all of our Reds on tonight. And so in some of those that may not be on, they will be getting the recording later. But I've asked Maya if she would do the honors, you guys, to open us up in prayer, because I really believe tonight's going to be super special. And I would just love to be covered in prayer. So Maya, if you wouldn't mind.
Absolutely. Well, sisters, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, I just want to take a moment and have you pause with me and let's just breathe together. So, Father, I just am so grateful and thankful to be here tonight. And, your word says that when two are gathered, you are here. And so I believe that you are in the midst of literally all of our places, whether we're in our offices or our homes, our kitchens, or our living rooms, God, that you would just fill that place and fill that space. God, I just pray an anointing over Jan's words, that you would just bring some encouragement, some conviction, some powerful words through her, as I know that you will. And God, just thank you so much for her giving of her time and her energy, and how she has greatly impacted this area, this Mary Kay family, that God, we would leave not just with some feel good feelings, but that we would leave with action and conviction to go out and to be who you've called us to be, and to continue walking in faith and in obedience as we continue to build our area. God, you are good and we praise you. And tonight, may it glorify you. And all of us said together, amen.
Amen.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. So
Right prayer.
yes. Awesome. I love it. Love it. Love it. Okay. So now we get to recognize all of our Reds on here. And this is super exciting. We want to thank Mary Pyatt for doing our slides. She's not on tonight and she always makes us look so good. So thanks, Mary Pyatt. Shout out to you for our all in area red jackets. You guys, we have DIQ, Jennifer Draper. Woo! Way to go. We have a new to this position, elite team leader, Kim Koffler from the Huff unit. Both of them are from the Huff unit. Way to go. Okay, we have new to team leader position, Lisa Clark from the Ray unit. Yeah. And awesome. Amy Parnell from the Pyatt unit. Congratulations. Okay, now star team builders. We have Amy England from the Hall unit. Yay. And Vicky Highsmith from the Pyatt unit. Yay! And new star team builder, Lula Parker from the Ray unit. Congratulations. 3 of you guys have moved up the career path this past month. We're super, super excited. And we want to look at what red income looks like, you guys. It's prestigious to be in red, and looking at our production and our income. And so here's the top 5 Reds in production. Number 5, Lula Parker with 1857. Awesome. Way to go, Lula. Number 4, Amy England with 2023 for her team production. Number 3, Amy Parnell with 2,555. And number 2, Jennifer Draper with 4,018, you guys. But number 1 in team production, Kim Koffler with $4,662, you guys. That is fantastic. Way to go. Way to go tracking your production. Okay, so as we talked about production, now we're moving on to the commissions that you have earned as a red jacket. And this is where it gets exciting, you guys. The top 5 commission earners from our all-in area, coming in at number 5 is Lula Parker with $57.68. Go Lula. Number 4, Lisa Clark with $66.11. Number 3, Amy Parnell, you guys, with $124.70. Number 2, Kim Koffler with $292.31. And number 1 in commissions earned is Jennifer Draper, our DIQ, with $358.41. Congratulations, you guys, on all of your top earning. We're super excited for you. Love it. Okay, so some of you may be learning how our commission structure works. And I always say it's very smart to follow the money trail and know how you get paid. Always be looking at your production and the percentages that you can move up each month. I would always do that as a red. I would be stretching for the next level. You guys are in charge of your own pay increase, and you can pay yourself anytime an increase, which is so exciting. Okay. So Star Team Builder, start out, you can, when you have 3 active on your team, you can pay yourself either 4, 6, or 8%. 4% when your production is under 1,000, okay, with your team production. You can move up to the 6% when your team production is 1,000 to 1,799. And as a Star Team Builder, you can reach the 8% mark when your personal team production is 1,800 and above. You guys, it is so good for you to know your numbers each month as you're learning to become a sales director, to track that production so you can see where you need to stretch and where you need to move. It's very strategic. So I love that you get all 3 choices in the commission structure at Star Team Builder level. So yay. Next level is the team leader and elite team leader. Now at this level, you've given yourself a pay raise. You now make bottom dollar is 9%. Okay. You can make no less than 9% at this level. That's what's so exciting about having 5 or more active on your team. Then you can earn a 13% if you do 600 in your personal wholesale, plus 5 of your team members, your personal recruits, do a 225. We call it an A1 status order that month. So always be working with your team to see who your players are and how you can achieve that 13%. And guys, as sales directors, guess what? We get paid the same on our teams. And so I am always making sure I'm reaching that 13%. It makes a big difference in your pay income. Okay, next, commission percentages earned. We want to give a shout out to the 4% commissions, Vicki Highsmith, way to go. 8% commissions earned, Lula Parker, way to go, Lula. Moving up to the 9%. Look at all these 9%ers, you guys. Lisa Clark, Kim Koffler, Amy Parnell, congratulations. And at the top, 13% commissions is our DIQ, Jennifer Draper. Congratulations, you guys. We've seen those commissions move up and up. Okay, so that is how we earn our money and how we track our production at the red level. Guys, we want to make sure you guys remember that the next Red Hot call is at December 15th. Now we know it's a busy month, but be sure that you hop on, or if not, we'll get you the recording. But thank you guys for just being here tonight and taking of your time. I know you are going to be blessed. Okay, anything else, Maya, that I've forgotten before I do introduction?
No, my friend, you are good to go.
Good to go? Okay.
Yeah.
Good. Okay, so yes, Jean, I needed the cheaters.
Oh my gosh, I know it. Just make some stuff up, Heidi.
Okay, make some stuff up. Oh,
yeah, it'll be all right.
I love this. I read over it. It's so good, you guys. NSD, Jan Thetford. Jan has been building her business with Mary Kay for 40 years. She lives in Lubbock, Texas, and has been married to David for 40 years. She has 2 children, Rachel, 36, married to Jordan, living in Fort Collins, Colorado, and Tanner, 34, married to Megan, living in Lubbock, Texas. Tanner and Megan are the parents of Jan's grandsons, Miles, I love that name, and Truman, and her granddaughter, Maggie, who she adores. Jan debuted as a sales director in July of 1982 and led her unit to the Circle of Achievement and/or Excellence for 10 years. She and her husband, David, earned all expense-paid trips to London, Bermuda, Greece, Spain, West Germany, Paris, Hawaii, Maui, Switzerland, Venice, Vancouver, and an Alaskan cruise. Woo! Take a breath. The last 2 years she was a director, Jan led her unit to the $1 million mark, you guys. And the last year as a director, Jan's unit was number 15 in the nation, number 1 in the state of Texas. Woo, woo. She is currently driving her 17th pink Cadillac, very cool, fully loaded 2020 Cadillac Escalade. It looks really great with those 3 baby car seats in the back. Jan was awarded the National Miss Go Give Award in July of 1989. And Jan's highest check for 1 month has been $35,634.47. And she has earned over 5 million. 5 million, you guys, in commissions in her Mary Kay career. Her area reached its highest level this past seminar year, reaching the Diamond Circle for the second year in a row. She debuted as a national sales director July 2000. She is totally focused on building the inner circle area and celebrating the amazing legacy of the success of those who've gone before her and those who strive to equip those that will follow her. 2 of her area directors, Ryan Rivers and Heather Daniel Kent, have earned the prestigious title, you guys, of $1 million sales directors. And then, and Jan has recently came off the NSD advisory board, which I thought was really cool, a position elected by her peers. Jan loves the freedom and flexibility that made it possible through her career in Mary Kay, as well as the opportunity to share her faith as well. She is driven by goals and deadlines. Let's give it up for National Sales Director, our adopted National Sales Director, I feel,
Yeah.
Jan Thetford.
Oh, thank you, Heidi. Y'all, this is such a great call already. Let me just congratulate every single one of you that are on here live tonight or watching the recording, and your name is there. And I love the fact that your directors have come in and just shown you the money that's there and the way that you can move up. And I love all that, because that's going to perfectly complement the way I wanted to start our call tonight, y'all, just with the prestige of where you already are and what is to come. But first, I have to say to all of the directors here, Maya and Heidi and Mary, I'm not sure who else is on, Jennifer, I'm looking here, Jennifer and Sherry. Okay, I mean, you guys are like I'm like your godmother. Probably not like fairy godmother, but like just godmother. Just when, I'm such a close friend of your recently retired National Sales Director, Linda Tupin. But it is so fun to be able to stay connected with the Tupin area. And I must say, directors, you guys have just done an excellent job of continuing this legacy. And I have no doubt in my mind that all of you are going to do something really incredible, or if you haven't already, or even more than you've done. Growth is an interesting thing. We call it the rubber band principle. Once you've been stretched, and we sometimes go back a little bit, but we don't like it when we go back. And so that's that old thing. And once I've been stretched, I know now what I can do, right? And I think that's a great way for us to start. So as when I was asked by Sherry to do this call, I immediately had a thought, and I want to share this with you. So Reds, here, if you want to, I kind of talk, and Siri's talking to me. She said 1 moment. So that's really scary when your phone is talking while you're talking, right? I must have said something. But Reds, if you've never heard me talk, I'm kind of all over the place, but then something about the last couple of minutes, it kind of all ties together. But if you can take some notes, here are the 3 categories that I could share with you, because I really do want this to be a call that when you get off, you're like, okay, I got something from that. I want to be inspired. I got a great idea, and I've been challenged. So we're going to talk a little inspiration, then we're going to talk some meat and potatoes, and then I'm going to challenge you and tell you why this time of year in Mary Kay is so incredible. When I think about this company, y'all, and there's been so much talk about just, how we did during COVID, and, we didn't just survive, we thrived. And now we're headed into our 60th anniversary year. And what makes this so special, and Reds, some of you weren't even born at all. Like, not only we have some directors on here that weren't even born when Mary Kay started her company, and so, I mean, honestly, we're 60 years old, and I'm 64. So I was 4 when this started. You really think about, for a company, now think about this, y'all, in direct sales, all right, where there's independent contractors. And don't we all know that there's a gazillion other things out there that can vie for our attention? Just, lots of voices, lots of ways to make money. But when you think about all of those that have come and gone, and the fact that here is Mary Kay, not only surviving, but thriving, not only as a direct selling company, of which we are independent contractors, right? Which means we can set our own hours and do our own thing and all the things. But they are not only a leader in this part of the business spectrum, but in the entire industry. And one of the things that we are always privileged to know, and sometimes it's just in passing, but we will hear as nationals just another beauty editor or another, somebody in the industry will just go, oh, Mary Kay is just amazing. It's just amazing. And we all have people in our lives that do not think Mary Kay is amazing, correct? We do. And we all have people in our lives who tried the product and they said, it broke my face out. Or we all have people that, won't try the product, or they tried it before and they didn't like something. I mean, there's always going to be the naysayers. There's always going to be the people out there that what I would call the haters, which is kind of rude, but there's always there. But people that don't believe Red Jackets, Star Team Builders, DIQs, don't believe in this company like I do, or like your director does, and like hopefully you're becoming, that you are learning to trust and to know. But here's what I can tell you, after having been in Mary Kay 42 years, and I know many of you do not know me at all, and you really you have nothing to really trust me with, because we haven't had any communication other than your directors say, hey, we like her, she's our friend. But what I want to tell you is, with the highest integrity, I can tell you that you are investing in a company that's the real deal. You are investing in a company that is legit. You are investing in a company that has proven. Is it perfect? No. I mean, do they sometimes take products out of the line that we all love? Yes. And then we scream and holler for a while, and then we try to find some, and then we decide, okay, I like the new stuff, right? I mean, it's just a process. But this is one of the things that I want to share with you right off the bat, Reds, as you are learning to trust this company, as you are building, as you are gaining confidence in yourself, that when you put your head on your pillow at night, you can know without a shadow of a doubt that you are not being misled, that, y'all, in 42 years, I've never, and never is a pretty inclusive word. In 42 years of Mary Kay, I have never not gotten paid when I was supposed to. I visited with a young woman at the nail place earlier in the week that works for another direct selling company, and she's worked her bobo off this summer and this fall to reach their level of whatever. And she got a notice yesterday or Monday, I guess, that there was no money to pay the people. I mean, that's not good. Y'all, I will tell you, in Mary Kay, we will never have that situation, because we are very, very well run. You've probably heard the news now, because I bet the directors have told you, but Mary Kay's grandson, Ryan Rogers, is now taking the helm of Mary Kay US. And we are, well, really, Northern Hemisphere. So US and Canada. It is going to be so awesome. And we are so thrilled to watch him do his thing. And he'll be actually, y'all, he'll be over the entire company in all our 37 countries and all the things. He's going to do what David Hull did. And I know that y'all may not know him, but it's really neat that Mary Kay's grandson has come to that point. Why am I spending time with that right this minute? Because I think sometimes when we're in our city, in our house, with our children and our other job and all the dynamics, we sometimes can play smaller than we might if we really believe that, yes, I'm in my house, in my city, in my circumstances, but I know that if I work this business, that there is going to be the rewards at the end that they're promising me. And that's what I can tell you. Y'all, when I first started my Mary Kay business at the age of 23, I never dreamed in 1,000 years I would be where I am now. I didn't come into Mary Kay to work it for 40 years and to earn pink Cadillacs and go on trips and stuff. I just came in to make a little extra money. We were newlyweds, and I didn't even wear makeup. And many of you that have been around have heard my story, but on several occasions. But like, I had to learn how to tweeze my eyebrows. It's kind of a funny bit. I had one eyebrow when I started Mary Kay. I look back at my wedding pictures and I'm like, why did somebody not tell me how bad I looked? But I mean, back in the day, you young girls don't roll your eyes, but like I would lay on a black trampoline with baby oil and iodine and lay out in the sun, sunbathe, I mean, that's just like horrible. And, but we learn, right? And that's who started Mary Kay. I'd never put a stitch. I wore the same eyeshadow from the 7th grade, Shy Brown Malt Frost Revlon. I wore the same eyeshadow from the 7th grade to the day I got married to 6 months later when I recruited into Mary Kay. And, I didn't really do business very good, but I recognized that the person that was talking to me, I think we get so nervous, Rejex, about what are we going to say? How are we going to recruit? What are we going to do? What if I don't say the right thing? What if I don't respond? How can I overcome that? And the truth of the matter is, if they like you, they're going to do it. I liked the person talking to me. I didn't care what she said. And the reason I liked her is because she made me feel important. And the way she made me feel important was she complimented me. She listened to me. We didn't have cell phones then, but they don't look at, she didn't look at her phone. She didn't look at her watch. I mean, she was totally tuned in. And the other reason she made me feel important was she complimented me on things that she felt like because I owned that skill, I would do well in Mary Kay. How many times, y'all, have we worried about the script or the words to say when really we could just say, Janie, I think you're awesome. You meet people so well. You're so fun in PTA. All the other baseball moms love you. I love the way you make people feel important at Bible study. I mean, whatever you have in common, whatever you can sincerely compliment them on. And so as we go into a few little nuts and bolts here tonight, I want to encourage you that you are at the right place at the right time. And if you don't believe that yet, Star Team Builders and above, hold on to the coattails of your director, because she can take you anywhere you want to go. And here's what I want to say to you girls about your sales directors. The sales director position, which many of you are striving for, I know, it was created to be a position that led by example. And so because of that, because Mary Kay wanted the leaders of her company to have integrity with what it takes to make money and to be successful in Mary Kay, she designed a program way back in the day that where every single person that joins our company gets to the top or reaches that next level on the career path or whatever that is, the same stinking way. And you know how you do that? Book, coach, sell, and recruit. That there's no magic. I mean, that's just the way that it is. If she had designed it to where somebody with their doctorate in personalities or their MBA, their business degree, or they could call and just say, hey, Mary Kay, I'd like to be a sales director. I'd like to be a national sales director in your company. I can invest, a gazillion dollars and buy my inventory. And I think I've got the skills. She would say, congratulations, buy a starter kit, hold your first party. Let's go. So because your sales directors have done what they're asking you to do, y'all, you can trust them. They can lead you by example. And I know these girls, I know these directors on this call, they never ask you to do something they're not willing to do themselves. So trust them. Quit fighting it. Quit wondering, if there's a better way. There's not a better way. They know how to do it. And one of the things that you all do so right, and I recognize this and I know it, and I know not only because I know your leaders, but the person that trained your leaders, is you all sell this stinking product. Y'all, we have an amazing product line. Who comes out with retinol during the pandemic? Like, only Mary Kay. It's the craziest thing. And so we can trust these women. And I hope that you will. And I hope that you will really watch the way they're working. And you'll see that they don't just do Mary Kay. They all have other lives. And I think when we are contemplating moving up in Mary Kay, one of the things that seems to be common to most people that are brand new reds or team leaders, or maybe been there a little bit, or DIQs, or in and out of those positions a little bit, depending on who's active on your team. The thing that seems to be common to all is the fear of, what if I can't make it? What if I can't do it? What if I get there and I don't know what I'm doing? So let me give you a great example of this as we talk about just moving up and continuing to move up. When my husband and I first married, we pretty live out loud for Jesus. We really do. So we've always taught a Sunday school class. We're not perfect and we're sometimes not that spiritual, but that part of our lives is important too. So we were teaching, we were married. Let's see. I was 23 and he was 26. No, he's 5 years old. He was older. Okay. We were teaching youth in our church. Maya, you'll love this story. Okay. So we're there. We don't have kids yet. All right. And we had 5th graders. How many of y'all know about 5th grade boys? I mean, smile. 5th grade boys. Y'all, they are, that age boy is so awkward and so goofy and so stinky and just, I remember getting in the car one day and told David, I don't want one of those. I don't think I could be a good mom. I mean, I don't know. Well, you know what happened? So what if we had said, we're not going to have children because I don't want a 5th grade boy? I mean, that would seem kind of silly, right? But that's what we do in Mary Kay all the time. I don't want to move up because what if I can't be a good director? So this is what happens. Y'all know how life happens. You conceive and then you're pregnant and then you have a baby and you don't really know what to do with that baby, but you figure it out. And then all of a sudden they're 1 and you're like, okay, I'm a mother of a 1-year-old and everybody's alive. And then, then they're 2, then they're 5, then they're 10 and in the 5th grade. And you know what? You grew with them. And so all of a sudden you can be a mom of a 5th grader. When you work this business, y'all, step by step by step, by the time you get there, when you do what has to happen for you to get there, you are going to be just fine. You're going to be just fine. And here's the greatest part about it. When you learn how to work full circle, which y'all, my area makes fun of me for this, and some of my friends do too, but I love the word full circle. I love what it stands for. I love the fact that, I can take this little friend on the baseball bleachers with me and just strike up a conversation and be nice and smile, because most of the world's not smiling. Be nice, maybe offer her a goodie bag or a sample, follow up with her, see what she thinks about it, offer her an opportunity to get her products free, right? Or to have some one-on-one time with me. Let's just find what works for you. We have a facial or whatever we want to call them now. And then, I'm like, okay, what do you want tonight? And what would you like to get for free? So let's have a couple of friends. So then we hold a party. Okay. And then it doesn't take us long to do all this. Maybe she'll invite some friends over. And then while we're there, I'm going to talk to her a little bit about what it takes to become a Mary Kay beauty consultant and how we're looking for people like her. Right. And then I'm going to follow up. And if she doesn't say yes to team building, then I'll put her in my customer base and put her on PCP. And that relationship will start. That's full circle. It's nothing scary. It's nothing daunting. It's just starting with a stranger and ending with a friend. And then the things that happen in between. Right. So when we are committed to that process, then we're going to learn. We're going to learn as we go. We're going to do it. Okay, so let's talk about segueing into, y'all, I'm watching my time directors, I promise. Let's segue into just some meat and potatoes for right now, because I know you guys are getting good training. It was interesting. I asked Heidi yesterday, I just said, hey, can I just share what I'm sharing with my Reds right now? And so here's what my Reds heard me say last night. All right. And I believe that it's valuable to all of us. What makes this time of year such a special time to really be proactive in your Mary Kay? I'm going to give you 3 things. Okay. And here's the pushback. Here's the head thing that happens there is we have, we're going into Thanksgiving week. Some of you are traveling, some of you are hosting. We're probably all cooking on some level, we get into all the hubbub of the holidays, and not everything is, but most everything is back to pre-COVID craziness. And so, we have all that. It's real tempting. We've got programs and we've got church and we've got this and we've got that, and we've got our house to decorate and we've got Christmas to shop for. And so it's real tempting just to pull back, especially if you work another full-time job. You're like, I I don't have enough hours in the day. Yes, you do. You do. Because here's the thing, we had this piece of paper called weekly plan sheet. All right. And I love it. And you sit down, y'all, I still do it. I've done it. I don't think I've missed a weekend. Well, I'm sure I've missed one, but not very many in 40 years. I love the freedom that putting all the noises in my head on paper and some semblance of organization does for me. So Reds, here we go. Make a list of everything that you personally are responsible for from now, let's just say till January 1st. All right, you run a household if you're married, or you may be helping with aging parents, or you may have teenagers that are traveling for sports, or this, that, the other, wherever your life is, right? So y'all, I think Linda called it a brain dump. I've always just said everything in your head, you put it on a piece of paper, and you think, wow, this is a lot. And I would even get as detailed, y'all, as grocery store, laundry, deliveries, errands. I mean, and that it'll just keep coming. It'll just keep coming. I need to do phone calls or phone work, all the things. Put it down. Then here's the fun part. It's like a puzzle. Then you take these 7 days of this week, 24 hours a day, times 7, right? And it's blank. And you are in charge of what goes in there. Even if you work a full-time job, 8:30 to 5:30, okay? You work there, but you're still in charge of what you do before, at lunch, and after, right? And so, but when you take everything in that list, y'all, and you put it on paper, it's amazing. Now, you may not get to watch 10 Hallmark movies, that week. You may just have to schedule a little family time and watch a movie. You can do that. And your directors, consultants are so good at this that we have to be able to be self-employed, because you do get to work the hours that you want to work, but you still have to do the work at some point. So why this time of year? Because we're busy, here's the number one reason. Yes, we can make money. Absolutely. And yes, you can meet some people to add to your team. And yes, you can sell product and service customers. But the number one thing that you gain from this time of year, from being in the loop at all, is lead generating. Because what happens is you're seeing a bunch of people right now at parties and meetings and church services and stuff. And maybe everybody's, whoa, crazy. But you can say, hey, can I call you first week of January? I'm going to be really doing some really cool things. And I'm not saying don't hold appointments this time of year. Directors, I think you probably know what I mean, but be able to, while we're out and about, y'all, let's meet some people. Let's make some contacts. Let's offer some goodie bags. Let's come in and say, and y'all know why I love gift certificates. Y'all know why I love them the best. First of all, we've always, and I bet y'all have done this too, but if Janie buys $100 gift certificate from me, then she's going to get 125 when she redeems it, right? If she spends 125, she's going to get to, if she pays me 125, then she's going to get 150. And we usually don't start giving that $25 extra, which is $12.50 our cost, Reds, right? We don't usually give that unless they do $75 at least. But here's the deal. Think of all of the men that you and members of your household and your dad and your brother and your best friend's husband, think of the men that they know. So when we sell a gift certificate to Bob with the verbiage of, I can't wait to meet the person that gets this gift certificate. And maybe some of them will be your customers, maybe some of them you'll know, because sometimes husbands are like, do you know what she wants? Just do that, right? But for people, so here's again, one of my directors, she's kind of hit a little snag in lead generating. And, if you have children, that's kind of a love-hate thing, because we're like, oh my gosh, we're so busy. But there's other moms out there. Y'all know that. So she doesn't really have any of that, but she bowls on a bowling league. She's in Kansas City. She's one of Heather's. We were talking this week, and I said, how many men do you bowl with? She goes, they're all men. I said, are you friends? She goes, yeah, some of them. I said, do they have wives? She goes, yeah, they all have wives, girlfriends, daughters, mothers. I said, hello, gift cards, gift certificates. She goes, oh my gosh. First of all, tell them that you'll help them, that you'll wrap it, that you'll deliver it, and that you can't wait to meet the girl that's going to get this. Y'all see what I'm saying? It's that full circle mentality, like how people are so challenging to get in person with, right? Sometimes then if I finally get Heidi on the phone, I'm not going to say, hi, Heidi, this is Jen Pepper, and I'd really love to invite you to a Mary Kay event, a Mary Kay party. Oh, you can't come on Monday? Okay, thank you. So then I call her back 4 days later. Hey, Heidi, this is Jen Pifford, and we're having a marketing event virtually. You just have to be at your computer. I'd love for you to be my guest. Oh, you can't come? Okay. And then call her 5 days later or text her. Hi, Heidi, this is Jen Pifford again. And I know you haven't been able to come to those other two things, but we're doing something really fun with color on Saturday morning. I'd love for you to be my guest. Oh, you can't come to that? Okay, are y'all seeing how we're feeling? Y'all are feeling weird. She's like, what the heck? So here's the conversation, y'all. Heidi, this is Jen Pepper. Girl, I don't know how crazy you can't get any crazier, I don't think, this time of year. And because of that, because you're one of my favorite people from wherever you know her from, I've got several opportunities this month that I'd love to invite you to plug in, one or more, but at least one. Do you have a second for me to tell you? And y'all, if you incentivize with product or whatever, that's fine. I mean, give them something for showing up if you want to, that's okay. But then I say, we've got this on Monday night, and then next week we have this on Thursday, and then we have a Saturday morning this. And then I can say, which of these would be best for you? And sometimes we'll throw in there, or if none of those work, you and I can just grab coffee and look at my samples and talk about stuff. I mean, give them the options of everything how they can plug into you, how you can plug into her. And then, Heidi, which one of these will work for you? Not, will any of these work for you? Which one of these will work for you? Nodding your head. And then if she says, no, honestly, Jan, none of them do. Okay. Do you have some time that maybe I can meet your schedule? And in other words, it's not so much about, will you buy something, but it's more like, can we connect somehow? And y'all, that doesn't work 100% of the time, but it works about 90% of the time. It really does. And so if you will just be prepared, see, that's back to my full circle. That's back to my weekly plan sheet. That's back to saying, okay, I know on Monday that Wednesday, I've got time set aside to do some live phone work. So if I can sit down and not have too many interruptions and focus, I can get through this group of people and I can give them more options, right? And so those are just some things, and that's an ideal world. I know many, many times we're on the phone in the car and we don't have all of our stuff and all the things. So I'm not saying you can't do that or that's wrong. It's just if we intentionally, y'all, success is intentional. Success does not just happen because we desire it, right? And success is something because you make a decision. I want to do more. We've got income producing activity tracking sheets. Directors, y'all probably have those. I'm a huge fan of bubble sheets that track your activity, because here's what I know, Reds, is that when we do the activity, the results will come. They will. They'll come every single time. We just get tripped up in our own head and don't do the level of activity that we really need to. So anyway, those are just some meat and potato ideas. I think Maya, and I think y'all got the Christmas consultant program and some of those things y'all are probably putting into place. If not, I'm happy. And I'll box or Heidi some of these things that we're working with, these tools, if you want to do that. So that's totally fine. Okay. So we talked about this company. We talked about our company a little bit. We've talked about the value of being a red jacket. Y'all, to be in that level of leadership is so incredibly important. And, Mary Kay, the woman who I had the privilege of knowing, she would always say, every woman has a sign around her neck that says, make me feel important. Y'all have heard that before. And every woman has a sign around their neck that says, make me feel important. So yes, you get commissions, and yes, you get to wear a jacket, and yes, but you know what you're doing? You're impacting women's lives. You're making, they've done all these studies now, y'all, post-COVID, and here we're so afraid. We're so afraid we're going to impose on somebody. Y'all, they're sitting in their house by themselves, many of them depressed. We've got something they can do. We've got something they can plug into. When we get a shot at their face, we get a shot at their heart. And that's what this is all about. I've long said, and it sounds kind of brutal, but I've long said that fear is a very self-focused emotion. It really is. What if she doesn't like me? What if I say the wrong things? What if I don't look good? What if my hair don't look good? What if I'm too fat? What if I stumble over my words? Y'all, it's not about you. It's not about me. It's about, you know what? I want to show her some value. Crap, y'all. I'm sorry. There you go. I always have to. People don't even speak to each other anymore. So we're different if we even speak first. And that's where we have to really, really, really work. And I think that makes a big difference. I want to close with a little quiz that you can give yourself, okay, for a little challenge. We don't have to get an A plus. I'm looking at my hair. You can tell I've been in the wind today. So sorry. It's freezing cold in Lubbock, Texas. I'm out in West Texas. Our high tomorrow is supposed to be 32 with 30-mile-an-hour winds. Do y'all know how cold that's going to be? Like, I'm a wimp when it gets cold. So it's crazy. Oh, and did y'all notice that I have on 2 earrings? Here's the pair that I wore. Here's the pair that we can earn. And I couldn't find the other one, but look how good they go with the national suit. That's what we all get for a $600 order in November. If y'all haven't seen them, I just love them. But I wonder where the other one is. So I just didn't have time. So there they are. But this is Jen Pepper. That's why people relate, because I'm a goofball. Okay. 6 signs that you have a strong mindset. Would you like to know what they are? Here are 6 signs that you, my friend, have a strong mindset. And now I did not get to star all 6 of these, but it sure gives you something to think about and to work with. Okay. So here we go. I'm going to do these in 2 minutes, y'all, because Heidi, I know you said that I need to be through. 6 signs you have a strong mindset. Number 1, you move on. Now I could go off in the ditch on all of these, but I'm not going to. You move on. You don't waste time feeling sorry for yourself. Y'all, disappointment and devastation are 2 different things. You can be disappointed that your girl didn't show up, but to be devastated and like that was God's sign to you that you shouldn't do this anymore. I mean, that's ridiculous. People rejected Jesus. I mean, we all are rejected at some point. But you move on. You're like, okay, deep breath, moving on. And if you're going to move up in Mary Kay, and the directors will aim in this, you have to kind of get good at that one, because we invest in people sometimes and in potential customers, potential people that sometimes don't come through. So you just have to move on. Number 2 sign that you have a strong mindset. You embrace change. Well, we've all gotten to do that, haven't we? You embrace change, and actually, you kind of welcome the challenges. I need to change the amount of appointments I do each week. I need to change the number of people that I'm visiting with. I need to up that. I need to do something different. So therefore, we embrace it rather than dread it, right? Number 3, here's an interesting thought. You have a strong mindset if you stay happy. Now, does that mean we can't ever be sad? No. And if we do that, if this was not from a biblical perspective, this was from some psychiatrist somewhere, but so we could say, if we want to tie it into God's word, we could say you stay content, right? And it doesn't, or you stay joyful. It doesn't mean that you don't want more or you're not willing to work for more. It just means that we focus on the glass half full rather than half empty. The big thing that's going around right now, right around Thanksgiving, is what are you grateful for? And if we really look at the things, we all have stuff going on, but what if we looked at the things that we could be grateful for tonight? What if that really fed our hearts? But we stay happy. We don't waste energy on things that we cannot control. Oh my gosh, y'all, if I could just take your heads and open them up and pour something in, it would be this. When we can get to the point where people's yeses and nos do not determine our personal happiness and sadness, you got a strong mindset. I can't be mad at the kids and David and all that because one of my Mary Kay guests didn't show up. And so we're doing this all the time. No wonder our family doesn't support us, y'all. We're a hot mess 24/7. Why would they want you to do that if it makes you a hot mess 24/7? Now, like I said, it may sting a little bit, but it doesn't just send us off and help us start doubting. Okay, number 4, sign that you have a strong mindset. You're kind. Isn't that interesting that this made it up? I think in the world where we've all been typing in, not all of us, but many have been typing in caps, like screaming on Facebook, but we are kind and we're not afraid to speak up or speak out to other people. And I loved something that I posted actually on social media, which doesn't really mean anything, but let me see if I can find it real fast. I love this. May we hold strong convictions and gentle opinions. Is that so good? May we hold strong convictions and gentle opinions. All right, number 5. You have a strong mindset if you are willing to take calculated risks. I would say that all of you can check that because you are an independent contractor. Okay. Number 6, you have a strong mindset if you can celebrate other people's success without feeling threatened or questioning yours. And that's a biggie in our Mary Kay world, isn't it, y'all? That's a biggie. But it's the truth. And it's one of those things that we really, really we can celebrate. And as long as we're working, then it's a little easier to say, hey, but when we're not doing anything, but yet they're working, we have a tendency to feel bad about ourselves or what's wrong with me. Let me close with this quote that I think is pretty important. You'll watch an entire Netflix series, even when the first episodes are slow, because someone told you it gets better. Keep watching, it gets better. But what if you looked at your goals like that and you watched your life get better instead? What if you kept on and kept on because it gets better? And I can assure you, y'all, that it will. And thank you so much for your time tonight. I hope there's been something there that y'all can hang your hat on.
Oh my goodness, Jan. Oh my gosh, my heart is so full. I am just so excited that you came and took this time to share with us. And I would love to give our Reds and our sales directors time to just reiterate to you what maybe they have learned or an affirmation to you. I mean, gosh, I would love to open the time up. This is so important, you guys, to share. I think it's good for Jan, it's good for me to hear, and it's good for me to share. So who would like to unmute and just let Jan know what you took away tonight?
I'm looking at the chats while they're doing it.
Hey, Jan. So I took 2 really big things away from this. And first of all, thank you so much for taking time to do this and share. But one of the first ones, just feeling kind of convicted myself, is fear is a self-centered emotion. That's hard, but I needed to hear that. I really needed to hear that. And then the other thing that I really like that you shared is like, hey, I have several opportunities this month. Which one would you like to be a part of? Like, I've got several, you can plug in as many as you want, but I want you to at least be at one. I love that because people are busy too, just like us. And so thank you. I really like those.
Well, you're so welcome. And y'all, my nemesis my entire life has been focus and follow up. And so I just had to put systems in place because I'm that girl that bird, like the dog in the backyard chasing a butterfly or whatever. I had to put systems in place for me that I would not miss a step. And so one of those was what you just mentioned, Bobby Joe, just asking about, what could they plug into? I just kept a list. You can keep it on anything you want to. All these apps that are fancy, I just write it down in a notebook, but I still know who they are. So that's good, right? Thank you.
Jan, every time you speak, I am so unbelievably grateful that you have such a passion for our company. You know, from a leader who never got to meet Mary Kay, to
Right.
hear such your belief gives me belief, you know, as we get to carry on the next 40, 60 years of what Mary Kay has created. And that just it just ignites this fuel and
Mhm.
reminds me of what I get to be a part of, you know, and what I get to share. And I think I forget sometimes that our company is so amazing because it's all I know,
Right.
right? And so reminding yourself of that is just like, wow, like we have something just so incredible. And there's just, I'm so grateful because every time you speak, you share that. And I am so thankful for that. And it makes me want to make sure that every time I'm sharing and speaking, I also remind people how incredible what Mary Kay created, what is being passed down, what is, you know, being done. And I'm so thankful. I think my favorite thing that you said today is just to move on and to stop feeling sorry for yourself and just go. Like just go, right? So thank you so much. Of course, you know how much we love you and truly like our area really is a product of what you have shared. And I mean, you've taught us for years. And so I hope you know how humbled we are that we get to have you in our life. So thank you.
Well, you are so sweet. Yes, y'all are very, very, very special to me, and I'm just, you're grateful. So grateful that you get to do life together, and that's the thing. I mean, that we even have these type of people in our lives that can raise the bar like that. You know, when so many others are just in the Me Too club, like it's so yucky out there. I know. You know, everything's so horrible. I know it is. You know, and yes, it does drive you crazy when you go to the grocery store and it's 5 things and it's $100. But hey, you know what? Here's what I'll leave with y'all today. We make income at will, y'all. We have a job where we make income at will. And when we're fearful or all crazy, then we don't make any money. And we're selling a product that every woman wears in some form or fashion. So we just have to embrace that. You know, that's the coolest thing. But thank you, Maya. Thank y'all so much. I appreciate y'all asking me to speak.
Jan, when I watch you, I just love watching you. I mean, I was telling my husband tonight about you speaking, and the way I explained it is like Jan is like, like Linda's sister. I mean, truly, like, yeah, a national sister, but you're so real, and you're just so real and just down to earth. And I love your personality. I love your faith and your boldness. And I love that you wear 2 different earrings. Like the whole time I was looking and I was like, is that one of those?
Here's the other one. Here's the other one that goes over here. Yeah, opposite on my Zoom.
I love it. You just encourage us so much. And
Well,
I
thank you.
really, really am so glad that you shared about the company and how solid we are and how blessed we are, because as I'm watching, that is so wise that as a national, you reinforce that to directors and reds, that we have the most secure thing. And that makes us feel good in a time that's very insecure, right? And people around us. For me to hear that from you was really important. And for me to hear from you as well, like, I know how great the company is, just how solid we are, and the reminder is really good. And I'm glad that you addressed, and I saw this in the chat, about a reminder that maybe is it going to get better? Like, the thing about maybe quitting too soon or giving up or on our dream, and I'm glad that you talked about that, because about fear, because we all experience it. And I know it's really good for me to hear that, for I think at every level to hear that, and to keep going and letting us know that it does get better, and you're at the top. So, and you're speaking from the top, and we can trust and believe and invest. And we're not doing this and mindless work and building nothing, and that gave me hope and encouragement.
Yeah.
Because time is precious, you all. And so thank you. That's kind of what I took away. Anybody else? I want to give anybody else a chance.
Jan, it's Sherry. I want to say thank you so much for speaking to us.
You're welcome. Sure.
So the saying with Mary Kay, I'll probably say it wrong, but when the saying about hitch your wagon to a star. And so when I was fearful, I'm thinking of our lesson here. I was fearful to even ask you to speak because I'm like, she doesn't know me. I'm a new director, she's a national. I can't talk to her. And I had to get over myself because I wanted to hear from you and I knew that you would bless us. And so I'm so thankful, that you were willing to do that for us, because you don't have to. So I appreciate that you give
Yeah,
us
and
your
Sherry, you soon found out how normal I was, didn't you?
I
Based on,
love that.
I know, because I talked to her last month, like, okay, what time are we on tonight? She goes, I think we have you for November. I'm like, oh, okay.
I loved it. I loved
Yeah.
it. I had to question myself for just a minute, but I loved it. But you talking about fear and how you use the analogy of the fifth grade boy. And it's so true because we think so far ahead and it terrifies us. It's almost like we're just stuck where we are. But when we break it down and just go a little bit at a time, like you said, you have the baby, you're there a year old. I remember when I didn't want to recruit people. Heidi we had to have a conversation about recruiting people. I was terrified. I didn't want to recruit. And then I was terrified to be a director and, all because you think you have to know all the things and do all the right things, and just like you coming on today with your 2 different earrings. The whole time I was thinking, this is a point. She is showing us you do not have to be perfect.
No, I'm sorry. I should have told you all at the beginning so it wouldn't be distracting. But I know the other one's around here somewhere. I do know that. But
It was
yeah,
because it didn't matter.
Yeah.
It's because that earring didn't matter. What
Right.
mattered was what was happening, not
Right.
not the earrings. And so like that was a huge thing for me just to see it didn't matter. You didn't have to be perfect.
Yeah.
I also loved where you talked about starting with a stranger and ending with a friend. We had our beauty bingo last night, and I didn't say those exact words, but I said those words last night because the girls that were on with me, I didn't know any of them before we started, and they're all my
Yeah.
friends now.
They're all your
Yeah.
friends. Yeah. No, y'all, it's strangers, just a friend you haven't met yet. I mean, y'all probably, some of y'all, Mary may have heard that story, but a stranger is just a friend you haven't met yet. You just have to speak first and be nice. And if it makes any of our new Reds feel better out there, like today I had a lady bring back a skincare because it didn't do good on her face. I'm like, yes, it did. It did do good, and so here's the thing. I mean, I didn't say that to her, but it did fine. She just changed her mind. But here's the thing. The same things we're challenged with as brand new people, needing to meet more people, needing to manage our time and our attitudes and our money and, customer service. I mean, it goes with you. So once you learn it, that book, I can't really remember it very well, but everything I need to know about life, I learned in kindergarten. That's everything you need to know to be good, Mary Kay, you learn as a brand new beauty consultant. Would y'all agree, directors? It just looks a little different. The faces are different, but once you develop that skill, you've got what you need. You've got it. It's just a matter of doing more of what you know how to do. And that's the beauty of it for sure. So yes, and yes, we can all go forward, and I know that you will. Okay, and y'all,
Hey,
because y'all do love me, because y'all know me. I am, I'm in my last year. So this is, I talked to Linda today. I'm like, okay, 12 months. It's the craziest thing. So I'm really leaning on my friends who've gone before us, because it's a little interesting,
daunting, yeah.
12 a year. Like who's Jen Pepper? After 42 years of Mary Kay, the Lord's going to help me get through that. I know he will. But that's how it is. But thank y'all for inviting me. I really,
oh my gosh. Thank you, Jan. And we just wish you the best. And in this last 12 months, pray that's powerful. Thank you for sharing part of your last 12 months with us. I mean, that is so cool.
We love you,
Jan.
I'm going to see y'all at Leadership Conference.
love
Y'all
you.
come. Thank you. I'm going to have my daughter with me, y'all. That's 38. And I mean, she's coming with me, and she's been a Red Jacket forever. She's been a Red Jacket forever, and she sells a boatload of product, but she's not sure she wants to be a sales director, but she's coming with me to leadership. So if y'all see us, stop, introduce yourself. Her name, because y'all are my friends, and she knows that. So don't hesitate. Don't be scared, Sherry.
And this is This is
Okay.
Megan, right? Megan.
This is Rachel. No, Megan is my daughter-in-law that tried it. She decided not to.
Okay,
She's
Rachel.
gonna write children's books and be a dietitian. But
Great.
that's okay. You know what? Hey, the Lord has it, man. He's got it. This is Rachel, my daughter, who's owned the yoga studio
Mhm.
in Colorado, but it's been really hard. So she's been beat up a little bit by the business world during COVID, which, I'm kind of glad.
Kind
Because
of like, yeah,
I'm like, well, okay. Yes.
take it, Lord.
And she's by herself, so she's the only one. And so that's what I realized, even, and when Mary Kay, when we have off months or bad situations, or we're just kind of down, we got a whole crowd of witnesses that just lift you up and love you and encourage you. When you're in business by yourself, you don't have that. It's just crazy. I need to let
Well,
y'all go.
Jan, I was
Yeah.
going to say some really nice things that I caught as I was driving home listening to you.
Mary, I can't believe your face wasn't on here. You of
I
all
know.
people.
I made it home. But now I don't know if I want to, because I'm a little upset about this whole 12-month thing. So I think I'm going to be in denial for that for a little while.
Well, let's just have another call. We just need to all get together and talk about it later.
Oh, I have an idea. What if we did have another call? Okay, never mind.
Now, what if we did have another call with the Reds that are on tonight, and right after Christmas, and see what all the good things they've done since.
Yeah,
Ooh.
because we have a lot of them working to come to Nashville. So we have a
Oh,
lot of them
good.
working. So yes, that would be super amazing. And they're working so hard. So
Yes,
so excited.
Nashville is the cute. Well, y'all, just let's revisit that January or February. We'll do something.
Okay.
Okay.
And then, Mary, you can say all your nice things about me that you wanted to.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, I love Mary Pie. We've been around the world and back, haven't we, Mary?
We have.
Oh my goodness. But all right, y'all. Well, thank you so much for your time. I feel like I've
Thank you, Jan.
talked a little bit
Thank
longer,
you.
but it was
Thank you.
good.
Thank
Right.
you, Jan.
You're
Have a
so
great
welcome.
night.
Y'all have a happy Thanksgiving.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.